Usyk's already been undisputed. You know, he's already had that crown. And like you said, Fury always finds a way to win, but Usyk, serial winner as well. What are the keys to victory for each guy, both for Fury and for Usyk in this fight?
For Usyk, the keys to victory would be like he's got with his footwork. I feel like he has to utilize that and use that very well to come in and out in different angles. And he throws a lot of punches and combinations. He also picks his shots very well. Yeah. So for Tyson, I feel like he has to be the big man and fight like the big man, and use the advantage he has of height and reach and weight. Weight as well. So. If he comes out and owns the middle of the ring, I feel like it'll be a great start for him.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned the size, right? And there's this old adage, a good big man always beats a good little guy, yeah? And not to say that you're little, but comparatively, you face Deontay Wilder and Zhang, two massive guys, right? And with Zhang weighing, around 300 pounds? And he beat them both, right? So is that still true in the heavyweight division?
It's a saying, but when you have two guys like Tyson and Usyk and also the boxing IQ they both have, it's just gonna. That's why it's so interesting. Like that is the saying: a good big man beats a good small man, but you just don't know.
Yeah, I want to talk about Usyk a little bit. People are making a lot about the body shots, right? He might be susceptible to the body. My first question to you is that shot that landed on the bar. Do you think that was a legal shot, or do you think that was a low blow?
It landed on the belt. And in boxing rules, it has to be above the belt. Yeah. So in boxing rules, it's considered a low blow. Was it low? I'm not sure. Yeah. And it's questionable. Yeah. But in saying that, a lot of people are saying that the body shots are going to be crucial for Usyk. But Usyk has been in boxing, has had so many fights, and I know if this was a weakness, other people could have tried. So it could be a weakness, could not be, but we'll see. We'll see if it is, if that's what Tyson's going to be aiming for.
Yeah, obviously, like just talking as a matter of fact, Tyson's a much bigger guy than Usyk. So how does a bigger guy dig to the body against a smaller man? Like a smaller frame.
Tyson he's very good on body work. Yeah. With the experience I've had of sparring him and seeing him spar others in the gym, he's very good, and it's because Usyk is a crafty fighter. Tyson is also crafty himself, picks his shots at the right times, and he knows when to throw.
Yeah. Speaking about yourself, obviously coming off two amazing wins out here in Saudi Arabia, just after that Zhang fight, how have you been, and what's next for you? Is there anything scheduled in for you?
I went home and enjoyed time with my family, and continued training. Yeah. Had another baby, got 5 kids now.
Oh, congrats.
And I got my trainer and nutritionist, George Lockhart, in New Zealand, and we've just been building for the last 3 to 4 weeks. Whenever the fight is, whether it's September or October, I'm going to be hopefully bigger, stronger, faster, leaner, and put on a better performance than I did against Zhang and Wilder, or to whoever else we're going to be fighting. Yeah.
Mentioning both those guys, Zhang, Wilder, they're now facing each other with Wilder representing Matchroom, which is a bit of a stir in the pot. How do you see that fight going? Fighting both of them, being in the ring with both of those guys. Who do you favour in that fight with Zhang and Wilder?
It's a hard one because both guys have potential to smash each other and knock each other out. Yeah. And Zhang did lack activity towards the second half of the fight, but I feel like now he's working on his conditioning. For Wilder, though, he's got a point to prove. Like coming off that loss, to me, I think he's coming in with a different mindset, and from what I've seen online. Yeah. And it's whoever, in the beginning of the fight, will be dangerous for Wilder because Zhang possesses that power as well. But I think as the fight progresses, and if Wilder can, move Zhang where he wants him, he can unload with those big shots.
Yeah. I mean, speaking about Wilder, there's a lot of talk. Does he still have it? The ayahuasca. Do you read into that? Do you think Deontay still got that mentality to come back?
It's all up to him. Yeah. If he wants to come back and be Deontay Wilder, bronze bomber, it's all up to him. Yeah. And I feel like we're seeing some of that on social media, but you can't really trust what you see on social media. It all comes down to fight night, how they feel, and how the camp is gone, and what they're going to do in the ring.
If I had to urge you for a prediction for that fight, to pick one of them?
I feel like Wilder. Like Zhang caught me with those 2 good shots, but I think with the fading and activity lessons, Wilder can, line him up for a big shot. And he's not really, when the movement stops for Zhang, he's a sitting target.
Yeah.
So I would have to go Wilder, but we'll see.
By knockout, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about another fight. Okay, now this one's a bit, off the cuff, a bit surprising to a lot of people. Jake Paul is jumping into the ring against Iron Mike Tyson at 58 years old. What's your reaction to this fight initially?
My reaction is, listen, I'm all for boxing and all for big fights, but Mike Tyson is a legend, and no matter how great he was in the past with the ferocious style that he had and punches that he thrown and knocking everyone out, 58 years old is old for a fighter. And Jake Paul has the youth on the side, and with each fight he is getting better and better. So it's just, I think it's a hard fight to watch. It will be a hard fight to watch because you just don't want to see Mike. If Mike comes out and knocks him out, then we're going to be like, listen, he's, so, but with, I don't know, it's just, it's a hard one.
I mean, he's been posting a lot of clips. I mean, obviously they're like 30 seconds or so we don't know what happens before and after these clips. But looking at Mike, do you think he's still got it to be able to knock out a quote-unquote YouTuber like Jake Paul?
Listen, he did, like, the power, I think, is the last thing to go. But at 58 years old, how much power is left? And, we do see short clips, but you're right, we're not sure what happens before and after those clips.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
Yeah. Just final question from me. This is a massive fight in the US that's not getting made yet, which is Canelo against David Benavidez, right? And David Benavidez has been urging for this fight consistently, tried to make him a mandatory, etc., etc. Still hasn't pulled off the fight. Now he's moving up to 175. Now, do you think that fight will ever get made? And why do you think Canelo isn't fighting David Benavidez?
I'm not sure. Canelo just come off a good win.
Yeah, definitely.
And he looked good. I'm not sure why he doesn't want to fight him, or if he does want to fight him, or is the deal right? Just, you never know. But from what we're seeing online, Benavidez is trying to make the fight happen, and it hasn't happened yet. But I'm sure when the right people get behind it, and and everyone's happy, it will happen.
You're talking about the right people getting behind it, and now just this week it was mentioned by Turkey himself, His Excellency, that he wants to make Terence Crawford against Canelo Alvarez, a guy who just fought at 147, obviously he's fighting 154 now, jumping up to 168 to fight Canelo Alvarez, right? Pound for pound rankings. How do you see that fight going? Can Crawford pull it off, jumping up those weight classes?
It's a tough, Canelo is a beast, and he's had a great career, and he's still going strong. But then Crawford, I think, is one of the best fighters there is. Switching stance and very powerful himself. But weight classes are just, it's hard to tell when you're jumping up. How many weight classes is it?
It's from 154, 168, so that's what, 3 weight classes?
Yeah, if you're jumping up 3 weight classes, size does matter, and that's why we have divisions in boxing. But you never know.
I mean, if I had to urge you for a prediction again, who would you favour in that fight?
I don't know.
Really? Is it that close?
No. Well, listen, you would say the big man, but Crawford is a beast himself.
Yeah. Would you say he's number 1 pound for pound right now?
I would say, yeah.
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 Well, thank you so much for your time, Joe. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much.